Miyamoto Musashi, first a samurai and then a rōnin, is widely recognized as Japan's most legendary swordsman, a title that has endured due to his extraordinary discipline and unbreakable focus. Renowned for winning over 60 duels without a single defeat, his record speaks to a rare mastery in combat. He fought his first duel at the age of 13, vanquishing an experienced samurai, and continued on a path where each victory added to his reputation, eventually standing alone as the undisputed master of his time. But Musashi was much more than just a fighter. He was a philosopher, a painter, a Buddhist, and an author, leaving behind wisdom that has shaped lives far beyond his own era. His works, particularly the famed Book of Five Rings, offer profound insights into discipline, strategy, and the pursuit of excellence. Just before his death in 1645, Musashi wrote a list of 21 principles called Dokkōdō, embodying a disciplined, honest, and austere philosophy that remains deeply influential. This video will explore the life principles that made Musashi a paragon of discipline, offering insights we can apply today to cultivate our own self-mastery. Discipline is a cornerstone of progress, an attribute valued across history, vital to achieving personal freedom and fulfilling dreams. When people adhere to honorable discipline, societies thrive, creating a stronger foundation for human civilization. With that in mind, let's dive into 4 key teachings from Musashi's philosophy on discipline. First, Musashi advises against actions motivated purely by pleasure. He said, "Do not seek pleasure for its own sake." As a young man, Musashi devoted himself to rigorous training, often isolating himself in remote forests or cold mountains with only his swords for company. He knew that greatness demands sacrifice, and he willingly let go of the comfort of riches, fine food, or luxury. These pleasures, while alluring, held little value in his journey to become the greatest swordsman. Imagine if Musashi had indulged in comfort, slept in daily, or allowed himself to be distracted by luxury. Would he have reached such unparalleled skill? Likely not. In today's world, pleasures are abundant and readily accessible, yet this abundance often drains meaning from life. People increasingly feel an emptiness that fleeting pleasures cannot fill. Instant gratification, while tempting, often leads to dissatisfaction over time, and even addiction in extreme cases. Our modern economy thrives on instant pleasure, with industries built around keeping us perpetually engaged and distracted. Whether it's a smartphone or an advertisement, there's always something vying for our attention, promising happiness, yet delivering little more than fleeting satisfaction. Musashi teaches that true happiness comes not from momentary pleasure, but from purpose, something that drives us forward and gives meaning to our actions. He believed that pleasure is a thief of time, and time, once lost, is irreplaceable. By focusing on what truly matters, Musashi found a fulfillment that no amount of indulgence could match. Consider the pride and sense of accomplishment that arise when you stay consistent in a meaningful pursuit, like reading daily, maintaining a fitness regimen, or building a business. Each of these requires discipline, but offers a depth of satisfaction that no instant pleasure could ever equal. The next time you're tempted to reach for your phone rather than doing something meaningful, picture the long-term reward over the short-lived enjoyment of a distraction. Another powerful teaching from Musashi is the concept of mastering one path deeply, knowing that such mastery opens doors to understanding other disciplines. He once said, "From one thing, know 10,000 things." Musashi himself embodied this principle. Though he was a master swordsman, he also dedicated himself to calligraphy, painting, and sculpture, gaining insight and control over each art form with the same discipline he applied to combat. His life exemplifies the depth that comes from intense focus. By mastering a single path, he unlocked a broader understanding of life itself. Miyamoto Musashi, known for his legendary skill with the sword, began training with an intensity few could match. He trained from 1 until 16, constantly pushing the boundaries of his abilities. By the age of 15 or 16, he left his village to roam Japan, seeking the best masters, challenging any reputed duelist he encountered. This relentless quest would see him undefeated, driven by his unmatched ambitions and fearless spirit. His brutal training regimen and commitment to mastery made his reputation both formidable and fearsome. Though he trained primarily in swordsmanship, his depth of mastery was so profound that he could express his craft in countless ways, each unique and devastatingly effective. Musashi showed that dedication to one discipline could unlock a vast array of perspectives and techniques, and his legacy continues to inspire those who understand that depth often leads to versatility. Today, we live in a world flooded with possibilities and opportunities, a gift in its own right, but also a source of great complexity. It would be easy to assume that with so many choices, anyone could find the path that aligns perfectly with their goals and ultimately leads to fulfillment. Yet, reality is seldom that simple. An abundance of options can create anxiety rather than fulfillment, a phenomenon called decision paralysis. It's similar to walking into an all-you-can-eat buffet, overwhelmed by countless choices. You fill your plate with a little of everything, but soon realize that instead of a satisfying meal, you've ended up with a jumbled mess, unable to fully enjoy any part of it. Just as with food, in life, trying to sample everything often leads to an unsatisfying experience, leaving us staring at an empty plate, wondering where we went wrong. In our modern world, this dilemma leaves many of us struggling to focus, tempted to believe we can master multiple fields by jumping from one to the next without diving deeply into any. People spread themselves thin, often abandoning one pursuit for another when initial progress slows. Discouraged, they move on, repeating the cycle without ever achieving depth in any one field. Musashi's life teaches us that by continually sampling from different disciplines without committing fully to any, we deprive ourselves of the true rewards that only mastery brings. His success was not a result of dabbling in the basics, but of immersing himself fully in swordsmanship, extracting profound insights that allowed him to express this singular skill in 1,000 different ways. Only after achieving mastery did he expand into writing and philosophy, applying his disciplined approach to new crafts. Musashi's commitment to a single path, what he called never straying from the way, reflects his deeply focused mindset. Despite his respected family background and the comfort that could have been his, he chose the challenging route of a wanderer, training rigorously instead of enjoying an easy life. He rejected the comforts and privileges that could have softened his ambition, leaving him free to chase his ideals instead. Even at the peak of his fame, when he was invited to stay in the finest homes, he would leave after a short time, continuing his quest for knowledge and self-mastery. This unwavering focus on what truly mattered to him gave Musashi almost unparalleled self-control, guiding his every decision and action with discipline. Luxuries and comforts, while sometimes present, never governed his path. At the core of Musashi's philosophy is a distinction between two roads in life. One path is filled with pleasure, comfort, and indulgence, crowded with people drawn to its allure. The other is mysterious, cloaked in fog, a path that demands perseverance, self-discipline, and sacrifice. From afar, the well-lit road of comfort may seem inviting and fulfilling, yet it is often superficial and temporary. The path shrouded in fog, though more challenging, leads to true freedom, inner peace, and purpose. Musashi's life stands as a testament to the idea that fulfillment and self-respect are achieved not by following the easy road, but by choosing the path less traveled, with its trials and demands for self-discipline. Ultimately, Musashi's legacy endures because he chose this second road, one where meaning outweighed temporary pleasures. His life reminds us that while indulgence can satisfy temporarily, only discipline leads to lasting achievement and fulfillment. The choice of which path to take is a decision each of us must make, but Musashi's life offers an unwavering answer for those seeking true satisfaction. Pursue the difficult path, and, like Musashi, you may find that it becomes not only bearable, but deeply rewarding. Those who choose the difficult path, prioritizing what truly serves them over immediate pleasures, often find life's richness on a level unreachable to those who chase fleeting comforts. Imagine, for instance, setting a health goal to improve your physical well-being. Each day brings a choice: indulge in unhealthy food and skip your workout, or commit to nutritious meals and your exercise routine. The disciplined path, requiring you to forgo immediate pleasure for a future payoff, can stir fear and anxiety. This is entirely natural, even encouraging. Discomfort is often a sign that you're stepping beyond familiar limits, pushing toward meaningful growth. Just as a desert traveler might face scorching heat and thirst, these struggles eventually reveal deep, unexpected rewards. Overcoming such trials cultivates resilience, joy, and a lasting sense of fulfillment, a treasure that justifies every sacrifice, creating an enduring sense of pride and clarity. A final lesson from Musashi's philosophy is the importance of living with integrity and honoring one's principles. Musashi wrote, "You may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor." This notion aligns with Bushido, the samurai code that stresses virtues such as integrity, respect, courage, honor, compassion, honesty, and loyalty. The Bushido code shaped the samurai, providing the foundation for their dignified lives and courageous, honorable deaths. Though honor is listed as just one of the virtues, it underpins the entire code, serving as the unifying principle among them. Honor includes self-respect, compelling us to live with honesty and integrity. Honor involves courage, pushing us to defend what's right without hesitation. Honor also includes compassion, reminding us to protect and uplift the vulnerable. Finally, honor is loyalty, to stand firm for those we care about, even at great personal cost. In essence, honor and discipline are closely intertwined. Developing one often leads directly to strengthening the other. Consider a modern example. You work a typical desk job, but over time, your work becomes routine and boredom creeps in. You start cutting corners, arriving late, taking extended breaks, and doing only the minimum. Meanwhile, a colleague hired at the same time has been making productive use of extra time by coming up with new strategies. When promotion time comes, they're chosen over you, and you're told it's due to a lack of discipline. Inspired by Musashi's principles, you decide to act honorably, arriving on time, delivering quality work, and finding ways to add value to your tasks. In embracing these values, you're also cultivating discipline, as consistency and integrity become central to your approach. Honor becomes a daily practice, and through it, discipline grows naturally. It's crucial to stay committed to this honorable path without being overly harsh on yourself when things don't go perfectly. Rather than wasting time with self-punishment when you stumble, redirect that energy toward improving. Punishing yourself only distracts from the honorable action you need to take, much like indulging in temporary pleasures. Both are ways of sidestepping responsibility. In living with honor and discipline, we develop an antidote to our base instincts, greed, jealousy, and selfishness, and find a more fulfilled existence. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on finding success and happiness through ancient wisdom. Thanks for watching.